I am Dinal Patel, Assistant Professor, SMC College of Dairy Science, Anand. I am one of the content writer of paper number 13, Food Additives, module number 13, Foaming and Anti-Foaming Agents in a Food Industry. As the name suggests, a foaming agent, that means it's an aerating agent that will impart an aeration to the foodstuff, and the counteractly the anti-foaming agent that will depresses the foam. The both are very important to the food industry, and that's why they are to be discussed in this module. So let's see their applications one by one. Foaming agents. Foaming agents, also known as aerating agents. A foaming agent is additives that facilitate the formation of foam and make it possible to form or maintain a uniform dispersion of a gaseous phase in a liquid or a solid food products. These compounds have been suggested for a use in a preparation of certain toppings, cakes and cake mixes, coffee whiteners, whipped creams, beverages and certain soft drinks. Such additives are discussed here. The important foaming agent is propylene glycol esters of fatty acids. It is an excellent aerating and a foam stabilizing properties in a whipped dessert and a topping powders. It is effective aerating agent in a baked good and in a shortening, especially in a combination with the distilled monoglycerides. It is widely used in a cake batters, margarine, shortening, powdered desserts, toppings, synthetic cream, etc. The next additive is glycyrrhizin. It is widely used in a baked goods, dairy products, especially of frozen dairy desserts, fruit, vegetables, and nut products, certain beverages, especially non-alcoholic beverages, soft drinks, including a root beer, some sugar preserves, and confectionaries. It is also used in alcoholic drinks, generally known as liquors. It is also applied in a vinegar, pickles, and sausages, especially a soya sauce. And other applications include tobacco products, chocolate, vanilla, certain medicines, gelatin based product, puddings, chewing gum, etc. The next ingredient is alginic acid. In the food industry, it is rarely added directly to the food composition. It is produced in situ with a sodium alginate and it is used in acidic foodstuffs. The alginic acid is also used in some formulated alginate products for stabilizing the ice cream and certain whipped dairy creams. The next category of ingredients is polysorbates. Polysorbate 20, 40 and 60. Polysorbate 20, 40 and 60 is a widely used within the food industry as a surfactant. The surfactant properties also lead to use in improving the volume and a texture of the cake, the dispersion of the coffee whiteners, and the aeration, dryness, and a texture of a whipping cream. It is used to stabilize sausages and dressings, and in a bakery margarine to improve aeration, cake volume, and a texture. The typical polysorbates related products includes cakes and cake mixes, coffee whiteners, whipped cream that is based on dairy as well as the vegetable fat, margarine, salad dressing, and a sausages. The next ingredient is a lactic acid esters of mono and diglycerides of the fatty acids, which is generally known as the lactams. The lactams are used in a combination with the other emulsifiers in a whipped topping concentrates, and it is also act as an aerating and emulsifying agent for the cake sponges to produce a narrow pore size distribution in the crumbs. In a mouses, this combination of emulsifiers are used to produce a consistent aeration and to maximize the volume. The lactam are also used in a baking margarines, and the typical product includes a cake and a whipped toppings. The next ingredient is Culea, that is Culea extract, that is generally used in a beverage bases, beverage mixes, and certain soft drinks. The next is a saponin. Saponin is also used in a beverage bases, beverage mixes, and a soft drink. Sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate is also act as an foaming agent, and it is used in a various unstandardized confectionaries. Apart from these mentioned above additives, certain additives are also functioning as a foaming agent, and these ingredients include ammonium alginate, calcium alginate, calcium stearoyl lactalate, hydroxypropyl cellulose, methyl ethyl cellulose, microcrystalline cellulose, which is generally known as a cellulose gel, nitrous oxide, potassium alginate, propylene glycol alginate, sodium alginate, sodium stearoyl lactalate, xanthan gum, etc. After seeing certain foaming agents, now let's move towards the application of anti-foaming agents. Anti-foaming agents are also known as a defoaming agents, and the beauty of these ingredients is the small quantity, that is to be up to a 10 ppm, is more than sufficient to suppress the foam, or sometimes it may eliminate complete formation of the foams. So let's see which are the ingredients can be act as an anti-foaming agent. Anti-foaming agents, it is the substance used to reduce a foaming caused by a protein or a gases that may be interfere with the processing. The foaming may be largely suppressed or completely eliminated by the use of the small quantities, generally at 10 ppm. Sometimes such a small quantity is more than sufficient to depress the foams. A certain anti-foaming agents are discussed herewith. The first one is polyoxyethylene stearate. Polyoxyethylene stearate is made by reacting a stearic acid with a polyoxyethylene, that is a polymer of ethylene oxide. The polyethylene stearate is permitted only in the wine, and that has been imported from certain countries where it is used to inhibit the foam formation during the fermentation step. The another ingredient is a polyoxyethylene sorbitan tristearate, that is generally known as a polysorbate 65. It is used to hold the fat in ice cream to give a dry eating characteristics and to retard the development of fat bloom in a chocolate products. The fat bloom is an most common defect in a chocolate industry. It is used to reduce of foam forming during the food processing. The polysorbate 65 has a waxy and somewhat possess a bitter taste. The typical applications include ice cream and frozen desserts, sugar confectionaries, cakes and cake mixes, coffee whiteners, and whipped cream based on dairy and vegetable fat. The next ingredients are sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium salts of fatty acid. The salts of fatty acids have a range of uses, usually derived from their fatty acid component. Thus, they are a deforming agent, they may act as an anti-caking agent, as well as they can act as a free flow agent. Magnesium stearate is used to help a powder flow during the tableting. The other fatty acid salts are used to decrease a foam during the processing of a beet sugar, that is beet sugar, chewing gum, and as a yeast activity promoter. Next category of the ingredient is acetic acid esters of mono and diglycerides of the fatty acids, which is generally known as an acetams. In the preparation of the jam and marmalades, acetams are used as an antifoam to add a filling and present a neat unbubbled surface. Acetams are also used to manipulate the melting point and the plasticity of the fats. The next ingredient include a 5 sorbatian esters. These sorbatian esters includes sorbitan monostearate, sorbitan tristearate, sorbitan monolaurate, sorbitan monooleate, and a sorbitan monopalmiate. These sorbitan esters are used as an antifoaming agents in a production of a beet sugar, boiled sweets, and preserves. They are also used to modify a fat crystal structure in a chocolate that will inhibit the development of the storage defect that is known as a bloom, chocolate bloom. The next broad category is fatty acids. The fatty acids include a stearic acid, palmitic acid, and oleic acid. They can be used alone or in a mixers. The fatty acids have a number of functions that includes a plasticizers for a chewing gum, and an antifoaming agent for a jams. The next ingredients are dimethyl polysiloxane, that is a silicon oil, or a dimethyl silicon. Dimethyl polysiloxane is mainly used as an antifoaming agent, but it is also used to stop hot liquids from sticking to the equipments. So they can act as an anti-sticking material also. It is useful in a product such as jam, preventing a frothing when boiling, and in a carbonated drinks, which tends to froth when being filled into the bottles and cans. Dimethyl polyxylolane formulations used as an anti-foaming agent in apple, fig, pineapple marmalades, jam and jelly, reconstituted lemon juice, reconstituted lime juice, shortening, skim milk powder, and a wine. The another ingredient is a propane 1,2-diol. The propane 1,2-diol is also known as a propylene glycol. A propylene glycol can be used as an anti-caking agent. It can be used as an emulsifier. It is a good floor treatment agent. It is a humectant. It can be used as a stabilizer. It is a good thickener. It also a good carrier of the solvents, and importantly it is act as an anti-foaming agent. These anti-foaming agent possess a molecular weight around in between 3000 to 9000, is widely used in a soft drinks. Now this table shows the important anti-foaming agents permitted in the food products in India according to Food Safety Standards Authority of India. Such ingredients like dimethyl polyxylone and mono and diglycerides of fatty acids and edible oils are applicable in certain food products. The maximum use of these anti-foaming agents are restricted to only a 10 ppm. The food products applications like jam, jellies, fruit cheese, fruit marmalades, culinary paste and other sauces, concentrated fruit, vegetable juice, pulp, purees, chutney fruits and oblique or vegetable, a mango chutney, a green chili paste, ginger paste, garlic paste, onion paste, whole chili paste, some meat products like tallow, lard, edible vegetable oil and fats, thermally processed foods like pineapple, and their usage with limitation of GMP to 10 ppm maximum. So by this module we come to know the various foaming as well as the anti-foaming agents and their application into the food industry. Also the foaming agent does not possess any Indian standards, but few of the anti-foaming agents have mentioned into the FSSAI standards and their limit is up to 10 ppm. Thank you.